Time having arrived, I call the meeting of the City Council to order. Please rise and help us salute this beautiful flag of ours. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilors, welcome. Guests, welcome as well. Councilor Azak is unavailable tonight, as well as Councilor Fowell, who's not feeling all that well. So I know there's a storm coming, so Mr. Clerk.
Number one, we have the acceptance of the minutes of the January 22, 2024 City Council meeting.
They'll be accepted and placed on file.
Item 2, we have the promotion of firefighter Christian D. Bugby of Brockton, Mass. to the rank of Fire Lieutenant in the Brockton Fire Department.
Mr. President.
Councilor Lally.
Mr. President, I'd motion that we take this item under suspension of the rules and act on it this evening.
Second.
A motion has been properly made and second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Mr. Clerk.
Item has been read.
Is the lieutenant here? Could you please approach and say whatever you need to say to us? The floor is yours.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to continue to provide for the city of Brockton. This is the best job in the world, and I'm proud to be here. So much appreciated for that. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for your service. Mr. Clerk, roll call, please.
Durancourt?
Yes.
Griffin?
Yes.
Lally?
Yes.
Nicastro?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Tavares?
Yes.
Texera?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Lally.
I would motion for reconsideration in the hopes it does not prevail.
Second.
A motion for reconsideration in hopes that it does not prevail has been made. And second, all those in favor of reconsideration? All those opposed? It fails. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
We will take a short recess for some pictures and congratulations. Back on agenda item number 3.
We have the reappointment of Ms. Carol Delory of Brockton, Mass. to the Council on Aging as a member for a 3-year term ending January 2027.
That will be referred to finance.
We have the reappointment of Mr. Clayton Rakenberg of Brockton, Mass. to the Council on Aging as a member for a 3-year term ending January 2027.
That too will be referred to finance.
We have the appointment of Ann Callahan of Brockton, Mass. to serve on the Beautification Committee for a 1-year term ending January 2025.
Referred to finance.
We have a hearing. We have the petition of National Grid and Verizon New England, Inc. to install one SO pole on Main Street, beginning at a point approximately 83 feet southeast of the center line of the intersection of Florence Street and Main Street, and continuing approximately 46 feet in a northwest direction, installing new pole P43-50-46, 46 feet northwest of existing P44 on Main Street.
Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is there anyone here in favor of this petition? If so, please come forward and state your name and address to the clerk.
Hello, my name is Eric Pena. I'm here representing National Grid for this petition to install a new pole. What we're doing here is installing disconnects. They usually go in accordance with reclosers. They're meant to be protection devices for the crews if they need to do any work on any recloser. And that is the reason we're installing a midspan pole there.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else here in favor of this petition? If not, I declare that portion closed. Is there anyone here in opposition to this order? If not, I declare that closed as well. The question comes on granting by a hand vote. A question?
Thank you. Before we go to a vote, sir, I represent the ward that this is going to be located in. Tell me, is this going to be on someone's property or is it going to be next to the street?
It's gonna be in right away, it's not gonna be on someone's property, and it's in the intersection of Florence and Main Street.
Yes.
There is a parking lot, I guess, next to it. So it's not gonna be in anybody's private property.
There's a parking area, yes, for on two different corners.
Yes, on the 663 Main Street, that's where the parking spot
Okay.
is. for
And is
dealers.
this going to affect any of those parking spaces? Will cars still be able to pull in?
Yes, they should be able to pull in. It's gonna be as close as they can to the road without being in it, and it has enough space from the intersection, so to avoid any cars hitting the pole.
Okay, we'll hold you to that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam. Is anyone else? Anything else? Well, the question comes on granting by a hand vote. All those in favor of granting? All those opposed? It's granted. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Item number 7, we have the petition of Oscar Mendoza of 10 Wires Court, Lynn, for a garage license transfer located at 71 Plain Street, Brockton, Mass. 02302.
Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is anyone here in favor? And if so, please state your name and address to the clerk, please.
Yeah, my name is Oscar Mendoza, and I live in 10 Wires Court, Lynn, Mass. 01904, and the property address is 71 Plain Street in Brockton.
Is there anyone else here in favor of this petition? If not, I declare that portion closed. Is there anyone here in opposition to this petition? Or has any questions about this position? Would you come up and just come up to the podium here and state your name and address to the clerk?
I would like to know what's
Your
the...
name and
Oh,
address.
sorry. Carla DePina, 53 Plain Street, Brockton, Massachusetts.
Okay. Go ahead, ask your question.
So I would like to know what's the plan and growth of the garage, and what's your plan you have with the parking for your clients?
Well, they have their own parking lot. That's why we put the fence on it, and they have the whole site in there so they can park their own car. He knows that not to be cars parked on the side of the fence. But another thing, on your house, sometimes they park cars in there and they blame it on us. But it's not happening all the time, but once in a while they're there. But it usually, since I taken over, all the driveway is free. So the city only can go in and out. I can bring it as a witness, and they can tell everybody here that we never blocked the driveway like before. I evict the guy. He used to be there. He makes a lot of mess. I even worked with his son too, and he said everything is clean now. Because the guy used to be there, the one that I evicted, he's the one who got a mess the whole street and park everywhere. But he's not there anymore. But it will be clean, definitely.
You feel that your questions were answered?
Yes, it was answered. I do feel like we do have to continue to work as neighbors. Unfortunately, I'm sure our wards will not control your clients or my tenants. It is a bit frustrating for me to get home every day. Out of those 5 days a week, I have to beep someone to let me get to my driveway. I do see a huge improvement. I would like to continue to work as a neighbor so we can have those boundaries.
I can provide you my phone number. You can call me if anything happens. I can be more on top of that, so we can communicate better.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Councilor Castro, I believe this is in your ward, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Good evening, Susan DeCastro, representing Ward 4. And Ms. DePina's comments are very appropriate, as Mr. Mendoza is aware of, and also the potential holders of the repair license there in the future. They're not getting that tonight. That's not what's in front of us. We've had a lot of problems at this property. We've had a lot of problems with vehicles being parked everywhere, and you've had blockages, other people have as well, vehicles spilling over even onto Riverside across the street. We will have another bite at this apple when they come in for the repair license to be granted. Tonight, this is just a garage license, which an owner is entitled to. Mr. Mendoza has owned this property for almost 5 years. So this is overdue, I suppose. But he's assured me, and I've talked to his future tenants, that won't be an issue anymore. They'll be renting the entire building. But you'll be getting another notice to come back, and we'll be revisiting this probably within a couple of months. Thank you. Right, Mr. Mendoza? And I do support this transfer. He is entitled to it by law. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Nicastro. Mr. Mendoza, you've heard her complaint. Work with your neighbors because they have a lot of power. And if they come back in front of this body and state that, things are not going the right way, this body has the authority and the power to pull that license away from you. So I just want to make sure that you're a good neighbor to folks who reside in this community and continue to reside in this community.
Yeah, like I said, it used to be like the other neighbor, the other tenant, he's the one who created all the mess. Now he's not there anymore.
Yeah, but we want to make sure you work with,
Yeah,
with the neighbors so
definitely,
that if there's some issues, before he comes here, kind of deal with those issues at hand, and then it saves us all a lot of time and effort.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else here that's wants to speak in opposition to this matter? If not, I declare that portion closed. Well, now the question comes on granting by a hand vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? It's granted. Congratulations, but again, work with your neighbor to make sure that this
Thank you very much.
problem does not become a problem. Mr. Clerk, number 8.
We have the report of the Finance Committee for its meeting of January 16th, 2024.
That will be accepted and placed on file.
We have the report of the Finance Committee for its meeting of February 5th, 2024.
That too will be accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the Fire Chief recommending the promotion of firefighter Christian D. Bugby of 17 Conant Drive, Brockton, Mass. to the rank of Fire Lieutenant in the Brockton Fire Department. This promotion is due to the retirement of Fire Lieutenant Paul J. Wysocki. Firefighter Christian D. Bugby is the #1 candidate on the current Human Resources Fire Lieutenant list.
That will be accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the Mayor recommending the same.
And that too will be accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the Mayor reappointing Ms. Carol Delory of 19 North Bassett Road, Brockton, Mass. to the Council on Aging as a member for a 3-year term ending January 2027.
That will be accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the Mayor reappointing Mr. Clayton Reichenberg of 115 Darren Drive, Brockton, Mass. to the Council on Aging as a member for a 3-year term ending January 2027.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the Mayor appointing Ann Callahan of 22 Circle Drive, Brockton, Mass. to serve on the Beautification Committee for a 1-year term ending January 2025.
That too will be accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the Fire Chief requesting a transfer of $500,000 from Education Incentive, $150,000 from Holiday Premium, and $100,000 from Vacation Buyback for a total of $750,000. Excuse me, that was $500,000 from Education Incentive, $150,000 from Holiday Premium, and $100,000 from Vacation Buyback for a total of $750,000 to the regular overtime account to maintain all companies through the remainder of fiscal year 2024.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the Mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
That too will be accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the HR Director requesting permission to pay the following invoice from fiscal year 23 out of the fiscal year 24 budget. Invoice from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Department of Unemployment Assistance in the amount of $21,106 for charges occurred in June 2023.
That will be accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the Mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the Chief of Police requesting authorization to expend grant monies related to the fiscal year 2024 Senator Charles E. Shannon Community Safety Initiative grant funding from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security's Office of Grants and Research for $745,842.88.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the grant writer relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the Mayor recommending the same.
That too will be accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the Mayor in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that the City Council accepts the lease agreement entered into with Brockton Commons Associates 2 LLC for approximately 5,122 square feet of certain real property located at 55 VFW Parkway, Brockton, Mass. Said lease agreement shall run for a 3-year term beginning November 1st, 2023 and ending October 31st, 2026, with 10 consecutive 1-year options to extend. The mayor is authorized to execute any and all documents necessary in connection with said lease agreement.
That will be accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the mayor in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that the City Council authorize the creation of the Transportation Program Revolving Fund, provided that no more than $500,000 may be expended during fiscal year 2024.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
That too will be accepted and placed on file.
Unfinished business. Ordered that the City Council authorizes the acceptance and expenditure of a donation in the amount of $1,000 from Mount Sinai Corporation DBA K-Beauty and Hair to the Brockton Police Department. In City Council, January 8th, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable. Please a notation, there was a scrivener's error that should have been January 8th, 2024. The original order said 2023. We have corrected that.
The question is on adoption by a roll call. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Drayencourt,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Tavares,
Yes.
Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted.
Ordered that the following named sum be and the same is hereby transferred as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows. Transfer $16,000 from library shift differential to library overtime in order to cover unanticipated expenses for the remainder of the fiscal year. In City Council, January 8th, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable. And for the last time, I believe, this order also had a scrivener's error. It has been corrected to 2024.
The question is on adoption by roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Drayencourt,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is confirmed.
We have the appointment of Paul Beckner of 92 Quincy Street, Brockton, Mass. to the Council on Aging as a member for a 3-year term ending January 2027. In City Council, January 22, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question comes to us for confirmation by a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Drayencourt,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
And the order is confirmed. 32, sir.
We have the appointment of Gerald D. Kolsch of 35 Taft Avenue, Brockton, Mass. to the Council on Aging as a member for a 3-year term ending January 2027. In City Council, January 22nd, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on confirmation by a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Drayencourt,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
The order is confirmed. 33, sir.
We have the appointment of Ann McCormick of 25 Mayotte Circle, Brockton, Mass. to the Council on Aging as a member for a 3-year term ending January 2027. In City Council, January 22, 2024. Read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question comes to us in a form of confirmation by a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Drayencourt,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Nicastro.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
And the order is confirmed.
Item 34, order that the following named sum be and the same is hereby transferred as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows. Transfer of $5,000 from auditor's postage to auditor's overtime in order to cover unanticipated expenses for the remainder of the fiscal year. In City Council, January 22, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question comes to us in a form of a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Drayencourt,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Nicastro.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares. Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
And the order is adopted.
Ordered that the following named sum be and the same is hereby transferred as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows. Transfer of $360,000 from Police Department full-time salaries to Police Department departmental equipment. This transfer will be used for the purchase of 6 police cruisers. In City Council, January 22nd, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Drayencourt,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Nacastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
And the order is adopted.
Ordered that the following named sum be and the same is hereby transferred as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows. An appropriation of $293,850 from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, fiscal year 2024 Mass Municipal Public Safety Staffing Program, to the Police Department, $293,850. In City Council, January 22nd, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Drayencourt,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
And the order is adopted.
Ordered that the following named sum be and the same is hereby transferred as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows. An appropriation of $50,000 from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, fiscal year 24 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant to the Police Department, $50,000. In City Council, January 22, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Drayencourt,
Yes.
Griffin. Yes. Lally,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
8 in the affirmative.
And the order is adopted.
Item 38, resolved. Be it resolved by the Brockton City Council to invite Mayor Robert Sullivan, CHA Consulting, Inc., the city's consultant, Kessel Booz Associates, Inc., KBA, project architects, and designated city officials to appear before the Finance Committee of the Brockton City Council to provide information and update the City Council on the Public Safety Building Development Project. In City Council, January 22, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question comes to us for adoption by a hand vote. All those in favor of adopting? All those opposed? It's adopted.
Resolved, whereas the American Rescue Plan ARPA funding allows for critical capital projects to be completed, now therefore be it resolved, the Chief Financial Officer, ARPA Consultant, and Building Commissioner be invited to a meeting of the City Council to provide a progress report on ARPA-funded projects and continuation of city services during project work. In City Council, January 22, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a hand vote. All those in favor of adoption? All those opposed? The order is adopted.
Resolved, whereas the safety and security of city residents is a moral and legal imperative, now therefore be it resolved, the police chief and such members of the command staff as may be determined appropriate be invited to a meeting of the City Council, such meeting to be held in executive session for the following purpose, as specifically permitted by Mass General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 21A-4, to discuss the deployment of security personnel or devices or strategies with respect thereto. In City Council, January 22, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a hand vote. All those in favor of the order? All those opposed? The order is adopted.
New business, we have ordinances. Number 41, ordinance. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Brockton to adopt a new section to Chapter 12, Section 7, Bridge and Park Cleaning Ordinance of the revised ordinances of the City of Brockton as follows. 12-155.1, designation of bridge/park cleaning program. The City of Brockton desires to conduct cleanings under all the bridges owned by the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority and parks owned by the city. B, the purpose of the scheduled cleanings is to improve the public health conditions within the city. 12-155.2, location subject to this ordinance. This ordinance shall apply to the following properties within the City of Brockton: all MBTA-owned bridges, D.W. Field Park, Perkins Park, Salisbury River Plain Park, a.k.a. Finnegan Park. 12-155.3, Cleaning Program Regulations. A, the Commissioner of the Department of Public Works shall oversee the cleaning program for the bridges, and the Superintendent of Parks shall oversee the cleaning program for the parks. B, the cleanings under the bridges shall occur on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays between 6:30 a.m. and 6 p.m., or when a biological contamination has been identified. C, the cleanings at the parks shall occur on the first and third Monday of each month between 6 a.m. and 3 p.m., or when a biological contamination has been identified. D, if the scheduled cleaning falls on a state holiday, then the scheduled cleaning will not occur and will continue on the next normally scheduled day. E, at each location subject to this ordinance, notice shall be posted at least 48 hours prior to the scheduled cleaning. See attached notice. F, on the day of each scheduled cleaning, the Brockton Police Department will visit the designated location at least 30 minutes prior to the scheduled cleaning to respectfully notify any persons at the location of the cleaning. Such persons shall specifically be informed that they should collect their personal belongings and leave the location during the cleaning. G, at the time of the cleaning, the Director of Social Services and/or designee shall accompany the Department of Public Works staff in order to provide any persons at the location with additional information regarding the cleanings and other services available to the residents of the City of Brockton. 12-155.4, non-conflict with other laws. Nothing in this ordinance shall prohibit law enforcement officials and public safety officials from enforcement of statutory, regulatory, and local regulations within the City of Brockton.
This order will be referred to the Committee on Ordinance.
Item 42, ordinance. An ordinance creating a revolving fund pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53E and a half. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Brockton, pursuant to the Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53E and a half, that the following language be adopted as a City of Brockton ordinance. The Transportation Program Revolving Fund shall be created. Programs or activities for which the Transportation Revolving Fund may be expended shall be consistent with purposes for transportation of residents ages 60 and older in the City of Brockton. Donations and fees shall be credited to the Transportation Program Revolving Fund. Expenditures from the Transportation Program Revolving Fund shall be made on the authority and direction of the Chief Financial Officer, provided that no more than $500,000 may be expended from Transportation Program Revolving Fund during fiscal year 2024. The Brockton Chief Financial Officer shall comply with the reporting requirements of Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53E and a half.
Refer to the Committee on Ordinance.
Ordered. In compliance with the provisions of the election laws, notice is hereby given that the presidential primary will be held on Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, in the following designated polling places. Ward 1, Precinct A, Housing Authority, 70 Holly Street. Ward 1, Precinct B, West Middle School, 271 West Street. Ward 1, Precinct C and D, Hancock School, 125 Pearl Street. Ward 2, Precinct A, the Barrett Russell School, 45 Oakdale Street. Ward 2, Precinct B, Manning Towers, 45 Goddard Road. Ward 2, Precinct C, the Brockton Public Library, 304 Main Street. Ward 2, Precinct D, the War Memorial Building, 156 West Elm Street. Ward 3, Precinct A, South Middle School, 105 Keith Ave Extension. Precinct B, also South Middle School, 105 Keith Ave Extension. Ward 3, Precinct C, John F. Kennedy School, 900 Ash Street. Ward 3, Precinct D, Westside Library, 540 Forest Ave. Ward 4, Precinct A and B, Gilmore School, 150 Clinton Street. Ward 4, Precinct C, Davis Elementary School, 380 Plain Street. Ward 4, Precinct D, Campello High Rise Apartments, 1380 Main Street. Ward 5, Precinct A, East Side Library, 54 Kingman Street. Ward 5, Precinct B, East Middle School, 464 Center Street. Ward 5, Precinct C, Downey School, 55 Electric Ave. Ward 5, Precinct D, Caffrey Towers, 755 Crescent Street. Ward 6, Precinct A, the Brookfield School, 135 John Drive. Ward 6, Precinct B, Ashfield School Gymnasium, 225 Coe Road. Ward 6, Precinct C and D, Brookfield School, 135 John Drive. Ward 7, Precinct A, North Middle School, 108 Oak Street. Ward 7, Precinct B, Bel Air Street High Rise, 105 Bel Air Street. Ward 7, Precinct C, Sullivan Towers, 140 Colonel Bell Drive. Ward 7, Precinct D, the Raymond School, 125 Oak Street. The polls will be open at 7 a.m. and will be closed at 8 p.m. Said voters will then, in their respective polling places, give in their votes, each one on a piece of paper, to the warden for the election of candidates for the following named offices, vis-a-vis presidential preference, state committeeman, state committeewoman, and ward committees.
I refer to the Committee on Finance. 44, sir.
Ordered that the following named sum be and the same is hereby transferred, as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows. Transfer of $750,000 from Fire Department Education Incentive, $500,000. From the Fire Department Holiday Premium, $150,000. From the Fire Department Vacation Buyback, $100,000. To the Fire Department Regular Overtime, $750,000, in order to maintain all companies through the remainder of fiscal year 2024.
Refer to the Committee on Finance.
Item 45, ordered in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that the City Council approve the expenditure of $21,106 from Human Resources Unemployment Insurance in order to pay for a fiscal year 23 unemployment invoice. The Human Resources Department will need to take the funds out of their fiscal year 24 budget. From Human Resources Unemployment Insurance, $21,106. To the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, $21,106, Department of Unemployment Assistance.
Refer to the Committee on Finance.
Ordered that the following named sum be and the same is hereby transferred, as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows. Appropriation of $745,842.88 from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security to the City of Brockton. Fiscal year 24 Senator Charles E. Shannon Community Safety Initiative Grant. These funds will provide wraparound services and gang prevention for Brockton youth through services such as camperships, youth employment, and the Brockton Police Department's Junior Cadet and Youth Academy programs. There is a 25% match of in-kind services.
Refer to the Committee on Finance.
Ordered that pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 14, and the City of Brockton's Ordinance 2-157, the City of Brockton hereby accepts the lease agreement entered into with Brockton Commons Associates 2, LLC for approximately 5,122 square feet of certain real property located at 55 VFW Parkway, Brockton, Mass. The said lease agreement shall run for a 3-year term beginning November 1st, 2023 and ending October 31st, 2026, with 10 consecutive 1-year options to extend. The mayor is authorized to execute any and all documents necessary in connection with said lease agreement.
Refer to Finance.
Resolve to invite Mr. Thomas Tebow, Executive Director, and Attorney Thomas Plouffe, Division Director of Housing Administration of the Brockton Housing Authority, to appear before the Finance Committee of the Brockton City Council to discuss the rehabilitation of the Campello high-rise buildings located on South Main Street, including, without limitation, project design, costs, financing, and such other related issues as appropriate.
Refer to Finance.
Resolve, whereas in 2023, the city created an Inspectional Services Department, ISD, to bring greater attention to and enforcement of local and state code requirements. Now therefore be it resolved that Assistant Building Commissioner William Fort and Code Enforcement Director George DePina be invited to a meeting of the council to provide a report and update on the progress and success of the program, as well as any recommendations for improvements in city code enforcement.
Refer to the Committee on Finance.
Resolve, whereas clean streets and sidewalks enhance the appearance of business and neighborhood areas, and whereas the Department of Public Works is specifically charged with maintenance and upkeep of these areas. Now therefore be it resolved that Commissioner Patrick Hill be invited to a meeting of the council to discuss the maintenance and cleaning of streets and sidewalks and programs to enhance the attractiveness in neighborhood and commercial areas in the city.
This too will be referred to the Committee on Finance. Mr. Clerk, I think we have a couple
of
late
files.
files. I think Mr. Lally.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to introduce a late file.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed?
Resolved, be it resolved to have City Solicitor Megan Bridges or her designee appear before the Finance Committee of the Brockton City Council to give an update on the status of the City of Brockton's audit/investigation of the Brockton School Department's overspending of their fiscal year 23 budget and any information concerning any other fiscal years that may include pertinent information.
This will be referred to Finance. Ms. Council Texier.
Mr. President, I gotta accept a late file.
Second.
A motion to accept the late file has been properly made in second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Mr. Clerk?
Resolve, whereas there have been news media accounts of upcoming initiatives to provide restrooms and other services to unhoused populations. Now therefore be it resolved, the Director of Human Services and/or other appropriate staff in the office of the mayor appear before a committee of the council to provide updated information on future services and the anticipated cost to the city.
That will be referred to the Committee on Finance. I believe this concludes our official business. Do we have any councilors' recognition? Madam Councilor from Ward 4, Nicastro.
Thank you. Later this week, the seniors at Brockton High School will begin selling raffle calendars. It's a pot of gold raffle calendar, and the proceeds of it will defray the costs of prom tickets. And so we want the community to know some of the counselors here tonight have contributed to the prizes that will be offered in the raffle. They're good prizes. And we want the community to know and encourage you to purchase those raffle calendars. They're $10 each. You can get them by contacting the high school or contacting any one of us, and we can pass the word on. Thank you.
Madam Councilor from Ward 4, do you know if they're still accepting donations?
I believe they are.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Just a reminder to the committee that the council, that next Monday night is a holiday, so Tuesday night will be finance, I believe.
You have one extra day and one less day to talk about council meetings, right?
There we go. Yes, exactly.
You got to look at it.
And just a reminder to the public, the mayor has already closed City Hall for tomorrow and schools. City Hall will not be open tomorrow.
All right, having no further business of this council, I hereby adjourn this meeting and wish you all to stay safe and away from the weather, and call your neighbors, neighbors call each other, figure out exactly who needs help, who doesn't need help. We are one community strong, so with that, we are adjourned.